Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. Here we talk about WordPress, artificial intelligence, and everything in between. Whether you're a website builder, a digital marketer, a developer, an entrepreneur, or just plain curious, we're going to bring you insights from the field and practical tools that connect technology and innovation. So grab a coffee and let's get started. Today, we are diving deep into AI agents. Think of them as your personal co-pilot for automating the most tedious parts of your job. You know, I'm willing to bet this quote sounds really familiar. It's that sinking feeling you get when you see your to-do list is just packed with stuff that doesn't really need your brain, just your time. Well, this whole explainer is about how you can get that time back by handing those tasks over to an AI agent. We call it the daily digital grind. You know what I'm talking about. It's that endless cycle of repetitive tasks that just completely eats up your day. Doesn't matter if you're running a business, managing marketing campaigns, or just trying to get a project off the ground. It feels like you're stuck on a digital hamster wheel, running as fast as you can, but not really getting anywhere. Does any of this sound familiar? Manually updating your CRM every single time, sending that third follow-up email you know you should have automated, typing out the same initial response to every new lead, or answering the same 5 questions that come through your website contact form over and over again? These are the little things, right? But when you add them all up, they become this massive bottleneck, stopping you from focusing on the stuff that actually matters. But what if you had a co-pilot for that grind? Well, that's exactly what an AI agent is. And look, this isn't some science fiction concept from the future. It's a practical tool that businesses are using to get a real edge right now. So what is an AI agent really? Let's break it down. Think of it as a smart app that doesn't just blindly follow a script. No. It actually understands your business context. It can read your data, make its own decisions, and actively drive processes forward, all by itself. Basically, you give it a goal, and it figures out the best way to get there.
And let's be super clear about something. The goal here is not to replace people. It's to handle all that grunt work so that you and your team can focus on what humans are amazing at, being creative, thinking strategically, and building real, genuine relationships. It's all about making you more capable, not obsolete. This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? The before column? That's the hamster wheel, manual data entry, systems that don't talk to each other, frustrating delays. The after column? That's the rocket ship. Data syncs happen on their own. Workflows are perfectly orchestrated, and customer interactions are instant, consistent, and accurate. It's a whole different ballgame. So, how does all this work? What's the magic behind it? Well, it's not one single piece of technology. It's more like a powerful toolkit, a combination of a few key things working together. Let's open it up and take a look. First up, you've got the brain. And for that, think of something like ChatGPT. But don't just think of it as a chatbot. In this setup, it's the core language and decision-making engine. It's the part that allows the agent to understand really complex requests, analyze information, and create smart, human-like responses based on the specific context it's given. Now, if ChatGPT is the brain, then automation platforms like N8N and Make, well, they're the engine. Or maybe a better analogy is the central nervous system. They are the smart highways that connect all of your different apps, your CRM, your email, Slack, Google Sheets, you name it. And they turn the AI's decisions into actual concrete actions. And when you're choosing that engine, you've got some fantastic options. N8N, for example, is open source and incredibly customizable. It's perfect if you've got a bit of technical skill and you want total control. Then there's Make, which is unbelievably user-friendly with its visual no-code interface. It lets you build these automations way faster. So, the simple takeaway? N8N is for power and flexibility. Make is for speed and ease of use. All right, enough with the theory. It's cool to talk about brains and engines, but let's look at a real-world example to see what these agents can actually do for a business. Okay, picture this. A new lead fills out a form on your website. Instantly, the AI agent grabs it, enriches that data with publicly available info, and then kicks off a personalized chat through WhatsApp or email. If the lead seems interested, the agent checks your calendar and schedules a meeting right then and there. No more endless back-and-forth emails. And after the sale, it triggers a smart onboarding sequence and even provides proactive support down the line. That entire journey is smooth, instant, and perfectly managed without you lifting a finger.
So you're probably convinced by now. You can see the power in this. The big question is, how do you actually build one for yourself? Well, it's not about just jumping in blindly. It's about having a clear, structured plan. And that whole plan begins with one simple but absolutely crucial question. Where do you start? See, the key is not to try and automate everything all at once. The secret is to identify the single process that's going to give you the biggest return on your investment of time and effort.
So, take a second and ask yourself, which task just eats up the most hours in your week? Where are those costly, annoying manual errors always popping up? And maybe most importantly, what one automation could dramatically improve your customer's experience? Once you pinpoint that bottleneck, define a really clear, measurable goal, like, I want to save 15 hours of admin work per week.
Once you have that goal, you follow a simple 5-step playbook. You start with discovery to map out the entire process. Then you plan the technical architecture. Next, you build a small proof of concept, just to make sure the idea works. After that, you implement it fully and train your team. And finally, and this is probably the most important step, is ongoing optimization, because the best agents are always learning and getting better. But hey, building the agent is only half the battle. How do you actually know if it's working? Success isn't just a feeling, right? It's all about the data. You track it with key performance indicators, or KPIs. Are your customer satisfaction scores going up? Is your average response time dropping from hours down to seconds? What percentage of questions are being resolved automatically without a human ever getting involved? These are the numbers that prove you're getting a real return on your investment. And the impact here can be absolutely staggering. We've seen well-designed agents reduce the support center's workload by 40% in the very first month. I mean, think about what that really means. Almost half of the incoming tickets are just handled, resolved, without a human ever touching them. That frees up your team to focus on the most complex, high-value problems, and it dramatically cuts costs while improving customer satisfaction almost overnight. That is a game-changing ROI. So in the end, AI agents aren't just some shiny new toy or a passing fad. They are a genuinely powerful tool for growth. They make your business more efficient, they make your customers happier, and most importantly, they free you and your team up to do the creative, strategic work that actually pushes your business forward. So I'll leave you with this final thought to consider for your own work. After everything we've talked about today, what is the very first repetitive, time-sucking task that you would hand over to your new AI agent? Think about it, because that's where your journey really begins.